Hello everyone. So today I'm going to divert a little bit because a good friend of mine asked me some few questions that are not really related to my YouTube channel, but they might be interesting actually. So she literally asked me to compile a report on the differences between South Africa and Czech Republic or Europe as a whole. And she used the word report. So I promised her that I would compile a video instead, which would be way easier for me than to write a report actually. So basically she wanted to know how does spirituality, social life, career, finances, home life, health, free time, personal development and self-care look like from outside of South Africa. So I will start actually with the spirituality. Firstly, I would say that Europeans or Czechs, they follow more the principles of the Bible than actually them being all spiritual like we usually do in Africa. In South Africa, like us going to church on Sunday, on this day, and doing all those things. Most of them don't do that, but they are just being like good people. Yeah, like literally following the 10 commandments and all those things. Because like when you look at Czech, the crime rate is way lower than it is in South Africa. Yes, South Africa, we are more spiritual. Like if going to church on Sundays, almost everybody is going to church. But in Czech, their Sundays is their family time. They go for walks and all those things. I'm already mixing up the lifestyle and the spirituality. So them, Sundays is not really for God, it's for their family and all those things. So they're just living, and they just take some of the principles from the Bible. They don't even know that they are doing that, but it's just part of them that when there's a queue, you just follow. You don't say, oh, I know the lady in the front, and you go there, of which an African would definitely do that. Okay, I would also do that. Okay, and also still on the spirituality, Czech, to be precise, there's over 60% of people who don't believe in God or anything, like atheists. So that, I'm sure, I don't know the percentages in South Africa, but definitely more than 60% we are Christians. So that is one major difference in terms of spirituality. And then the social life, I think social life, personal time and free time, I will combine them into one. One thing about Czech, they love alcohol. That's one thing. They love that part. So if you want to socialize with them, you have to go to the places where they will drink their alcohol. So that means it's a pub and all those things. So if you're a Christian, you like going to church, you might not be able to socialize that much with them, apart from work or school and all that. But free time, that is one of the best places to socialize with them. And also the summertime and the winter time, I think it makes social life way different, also comparing it from South Africa or Africa as a whole, because they have summertime. So during summertime, the days are way longer. That means they can go for long walks. They can, because the sun would probably set around 8:30 to 9, or it would start getting dark from 9:30 or something like that. So that means they can be out doing, having fun or whatever. Yeah, of which in South Africa, by that time it's already dark. You need to be home. And yeah, maybe one thing that is also coming to my mind is the public transportation in Czech Republic is one of the best, I think, probably in the entire Europe. And it's also one of the cheapest, I think. And like if they say a bus is coming at 7:01, you better be there at that time, because the bus at 7:01 is leaving the bus stop, and they don't do whoa. This is the best. It's the only description I can do. We don't, like in South Africa or in Africa, we do the same. If the bus is about to leave and we can see our friend running for the bus, we'll say, hey, wait for our friend. Our friend is still coming. And the bus driver would stop and pick the person. In Czech Republic, they don't care whether you are an elderly person or a cripple or whatever. If it's 7:01 and you are not inside the bus or you are not at the bus stop, the bus is leaving. They have trams, they have trains, they have buses, and so their buses are 24/7. So it also adds to the social life. So that means you can go to the city center at 3 a.m. if you want. Yeah, I remember during my university time, we would go and study and come back around 3 a.m. in the morning. We'd still have buses, or 4 a.m., whatever time you want to go. It's there, so it makes their social life way easier. And also the weather. Czech actually has two extreme weathers. It can be extremely cold, like Canada, Russia, and all those places. And during summer, it can be extremely hot, like Limpopo and Mpumalanga. That's how hot it is. So summer, the days are longer and it's very hot and warm. So you can go for barbecues and all those things. So summer is really, really good, but we don't have, Czech Republic is in the middle of Europe, so we don't have the ocean next to us or the sea or whatever, whichever English is correct. Yes. And still on social life, actually, I would say in terms of racism, I have to add it on social life. You might experience more racism in South Africa than you would in Czech Republic. For example, this is a good example actually. The way South Africans would treat a white person going to a village, like everybody in the village, we want to see this white person, you know. And then in Czech, if a black person would go to the village, everybody wants to see the black person, like, oh my goodness, we want to touch your hair, your braids and all those things. So it's vice versa. And most of the time they also, let me add this one. So as an African, mostly when you're in Europe and Czech Republic, they just assume you are very rich. And usually they just assume you are American, so then African. Yeah, so I think it's the same thing with us when a white person comes to the village. We just assume they're rich, they're, all those things. So that's similar. Okay, so the home life. Yeah, I'm just going through. I hope I answer everything well. So the home life, I would say that Czech people, they are more like us. The way we would do, during the week, they are in the big cities, working, studying, all those things. And then during weekends, they travel back to their villages, like for public holidays or whatever, or they just do like that. So it's similar. It's a similar thing we do in terms of home life. Let me see which one. Health. Okay, so health, I would say South Africa, actually, in Czech Republic, as a foreigner, if you are not working or you are not a student, I think if you are working, you are in the best position, because you would be able to get better health treatments. They won't, like, your company is already paying for your health insurance, so you would have a health insurance card. If you don't have a health insurance card, it's going to be extremely difficult for you. Like, I had stories that when the street people get injured or something like that, even if it's a serious condition, they just go and treat them and they leave them there because they don't have a health insurance, so they can't take them to the hospital. And I think in South Africa we'll definitely not do that. We will take you to the hospital and we will treat you. If you can't pay, that's fine. We still release you. We won't keep you in the hospital. Yeah, and if you go to the clinic, you literally get free medication as well. So yeah, I'm not so sure whether we do exactly the same for foreigners, but I hope we do partially something like that. Because I know in Czech, as a foreigner, if you are sick and you don't have a job, you are not a student, yeah, that might be a very difficult situation. So the self-care, I would say that maybe they're a bit more healthy, or yeah, I think it's a bit shaky, because I think they probably drink more water than we do, and eat more veggies than we do, and fruits and all those things. Because, like, I think an average African, we literally drink water when we are thirsty. It's not like unless if you are that gym person who is very cautious about your health and all that, but an average person in the village, we usually drink water when we are thirsty. That's it. And in terms of eating fruits and veggies and all those things, yeah, but I think it's mainly really self-care. It depends on the person, so I wouldn't generalize this one that much. You have to be on the safe side. Which one? The finances. Yeah, I would say here there are more opportunities and all that in terms of finances and all those things. And what else did I wanted to add? Let me see here. Yeah, and also that companies would have more opportunities and all that. Maybe to just add, the employment rate here, or unemployment rate, is extremely low. If I'm not mistaken, is like literally less than 10%. Ooh. Less than 5%, if I'm not, like 3% or something like that. Of which in South Africa, our unemployment rate is almost 30-something%, if not more than that, because of the COVID and all those things. So yeah. I think hopefully I've answered most of the questions, and this is just my personal side. Personally, I feel it's very unfair to compare Africa with any continent, especially Europe. I'm not going to speak about the political part because I don't know much about that. But just looking at how things are, I mean, literally it would take us a very long time for us as Africa as a whole to reach even the village level of some European countries. One time I was in a bus traveling between Czech Republic and Austria, and I was just seeing these tiny villages, and the villages, my goodness, the standard was way higher, and I'm like, I don't know when Africa would reach that level. And like, I just pray that God will give us good leaders who would put people first, who would be honest and all those things. Yeah, this, I think now I'm going political side, but yeah, that's my prayer. Yeah, for God to really help us. And one interesting thing I found out a couple of months ago, actually, I didn't know this, that maybe it's because in Czech we use Czech crowns, we don't use euros. So I didn't know that all the countries that are in the Eurozone who are using the euro actually have, or they produce, or they manufacture, yeah, that whichever English is correct, they have their own euro, let's say, with the president's head or whatever the country signs or whatever the thing is, they call those things. Yeah, so every country has its own. And you know, looking at I will use South Africa. South Africa is very big. So South Africa, the size of South Africa as a country is so big that is literally many countries, like Czech Republic, it's almost the size of Mpumalanga province, where I'm from, and Mpumalanga is the third smallest province out of the 9 provinces that we have. Countries like Germany and which other one? They are a bit bigger. They are almost like Eastern and Western Cape sizes, but not combined, just one. You know, some of those provinces, they are way big. And we are having one president taking care of all those like one president taking care of all those the entire country. And they, on the other hand, I don't know how they divide it to become those tiny countries where there's a president who's taking care of it and making sure that it's progressing and all those things. And I mean, it's easy to manage something that is smaller than to manage something that is massive like that. Like, really, one time, I think is when I was compiling a presentation about South Africa, and I realized that South Africa is big. Africa as a whole is big. Like, is big. Like, so yeah, we need a lot of wisdom and working together. I don't know what exactly, but yeah, it's, I think, let me see if I don't have some few questions I still need to answer, but I think I've answered everything and I've added my own personal points as well. So yeah, and if there is some more things that you might have questions on, or contributions actually, because yeah, contributions are also welcome, so feel free to send it on the chat and I will definitely respond. Or yeah, definitely, we need that. Thank you so much. God bless you. I am Lori Topi Ofore, aka the Ghanaian-Makoti. God bless you.